The ultimate connection between human and animal, an undisturbed bond solely based on trust between a musher and their dogs. Silence, wilderness, winter and passion. Sled dog distance racing is one of the most extreme and underestimated sports in the world. The strength, the intelligence and the passion that is demanded both from dog and human is beyond imagination for most people. There's excitement, fear and endless love. And I was so blessed to witness and capture this unique sport at the Amundsen mid-distance race in the north of Sweden. So we have everything packed. I hope that this is everything. It's a drone. And now we get all of this stuff into the backpack. Yes. Let's see what this thing weighs, because this is fucking heavy. We have the scale and let's see what it says. 8 kilograms. Well, will be my packaging for today. Just a few weeks ago I was hired by Masha, the coordinator of this race, to film the whole event. Of course, everything was voluntary. Nobody makes big money in sled dog racing. I was extremely excited as this was my first time working again as a videographer, but now in Sweden. When I arrived, I was greeted by Vibke, who helped me to find orientation in location and time, and she kind of took care of me during these 2 days. With this job, I was able to combining my two passions. Sled dog racing and videography was an absolute dream coming true, and I want to take you with me on this amazing adventure. But first, what are we talking about? The Amundsen Sled Dog Race is a mid-distance race in northern Sweden, starting in Strömsund and ending in Fjällsikten. There are 3 race categories: 180 kilometers, 250 and 350 kilometers. This year, 33 mushers competed in either the 180 or 250 kilometer distances, each starting with 8 or 12 dogs in their team. Sled dog racing is a quite expensive sport, and yet almost no one gets paid. From the mushers to the handlers to the organizers, everyone is here for one reason: passion and therefore love for the sport. Before the race, the mushers arrive with their handlers, who are their closest support team. The atmosphere is tense, almost silent, like the calm before the storm. The judges check the sleds to ensure all mandatory equipment is packed, while the vets check the dogs who will be racing to make sure they are all in good condition. But the moment harnesses are put on, the silence shatters. The dogs know what's coming. They leap, they scream, they sing, eager for the race to begin. It's 10 minutes now before the race. Just 10 minutes left. They are already hooking the dogs. And then everything happens so fast. As soon as the first team takes off, the next one is already lining up. One after another, the mushers and their dogs launch into the race. But controlling these powerful teams at the start is nearly impossible, A single husky can pull 2 to 3 times his own body weight, so with 8 dogs that's up to 600 kilos of raw strength. To keep them from taking off too soon, ATVs are hooked behind the sleds, adding just enough resistance to hold them back. Then, the moment the brakes are released, they are gone. The teams disappear into the wilderness, beginning their long journey through snow and ice. For 2 intense hours, I ran back and forth, capturing the final moments of preparation, the explosive starts, and the breathtaking scene of sleds gliding across the frozen lake in golden sunlight. It was a full-on workout. I was sweating like crazy, but every second was worth it. While having a small break, I could catch some breath, and then I drove off together with Wiebke to film at the first checkpoint in Ursvattnet, where the Mushers would take a break with their dogs. We just arrived at the first checkpoint, Ursvattnet. Wiebke and I. My colleague for today. In case you might wonder how they even travel from checkpoint to checkpoint and how they find their paths, the race trails are carefully prepared in advance. For at least a week before the start, snow machines pack down the paths, ensuring a safe and efficient route for the teams. This prevents the dogs from having to break their own trails through deep snow or unsafe terrain, which would be exhausting and increase the risk of injury. In addition, each musher is equipped with a GPS tracker, guiding them through the wilderness and towards the key checkpoints like the one in Ursvattnet. These checkpoints are well organized, put up by the volunteers to support both mushers and their dogs throughout this incredible journey. At Ursvattnet, teams have a choice: push forward on the trail or take a break. If they choose to stay, the dogs rest on beds of provided straw, a simple but effective way to keep them warm and comfortable during the stop.
You feel the winds are turning round. 'Cause what goes up must always come back down.
While I was there, I got to drive with the snow machines to get closer to the trail, flew my drone and simply enjoyed the overall mood. I was smiling all over my face the whole time.
If you by my side, I'll be fine. Yeah, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Yeah, I'll be.
The first teams are arriving at the first checkpoint and I'm running around like crazy to catch all the videos. But it's so much fun to see them. Look! There they are! I'm in the middle of it. Oh my gosh, my inner children are dancing. You can't imagine.
What most people don't know about sled dog racing is that there is so much strategy in the sport. You have to decide every step you make. A longer break might mean faster speeds on the trails later, but it could also lead to fatigue or injuries on the dogs if you keep up a high speed for too long. A shorter rest and slower speeds on trails might preserve energy, but this demands much more endurance from the musher. Sled dog racing isn't just about strength, walking dogs, and standing still on the sled. It's about careful planning, resilience, hard body work, and trust between human and dog. The next major checkpoint in Norraker, where I didn't film during this race, is the second chance for a longer rest. There, just as in Ursvattnet 2, veterinarians check every dog, ensuring they are healthy and fit to continue. If a dog shows signs of exhaustion or injury, it's taken out of the race and cared for by the Mushers handlers. Above all, the well-being of the dogs comes first. Every checkpoint, every break, every decision is made to ensure they feel good, stay healthy and enjoy the race. But no matter what, the ultimate goal remains the same: reaching the finish line. For me, I reached the finish line for that day and drove home when it got slowly but surely too dark to continue filming.
I am done filming for today. It's 4:30, I think. And the first team has already left the checkpoint, but unfortunately I already packed my camera, so I didn't film that. But I don't know how often I said I'm extremely happy. I am extremely happy. This was literally one of the best days of my life, not gonna lie. I love videography, I love flying my drone, I love sled dogs. I got to see the behind the scenes. I was with dogs and nice humans and beautiful weather. I mean, look at this. It was so nice the whole day, and it snowed in the morning, which also was perfect to capture some nice shots. And I just rearranged our date with Daniel, our meeting tomorrow, so that I can be at the finish tomorrow. That will be also a really, really nice experience. I'm very much looking forward to that. But for now, I am driving home, get some rest, get something to eat, and then I'll be there tomorrow evening. Saturday, and I made it to the finish. It's up there, behind the little gap. There is the finish, and I'm walking a little bit down the trail to film when they come up the hill. And I'm super tired. I drove 1.5 hours here, but I think it was worth it because the trail here looks really, really nice, and it's super foggy. It's very moody up here at Fjällsikten, and I hope I will see some teams arriving in the next few minutes.
The final stretch of the race is intense. The Mushers and their dogs have already covered up to 180 or 250 kilometers, pushing through day and night, through the cold and the dark. And now, for the last few kilometers, they must drive up this mountain, one final test of endurance, trust, and sheer willpower. By the time they reach the finish line, some dogs are still eager to run, confused as to why they are stopping. Others lay down, falling asleep the second the sled stops. Each one has given their all. The Mushers' sleds are checked one last time. Every required item must still be there or they risk disqualification. But for most, that's just a formality. The real victory is already here. They thank their dogs, whisper words of love and pride into their fur. Friends and family embrace them. The weight of exhaustion and relief is settling in. Meanwhile, veterinarians go from dog to dog, checking every single one of them, ensuring they are healthy and well. Every small incident is noted, every dog's well-being is prioritized. Standing there, watching these teams cross the finish line, I could feel their relief, their joy, their deep, unbreakable bond. It's impossible not to admire them, the mushers, the handlers, the dogs. Every single one of them a testament to dedication, strength, and love for the sport. Some have trained for years to reach this moment. For others, it's just another chapter in a lifetime of races, from the frozen trails of Sweden to the legendary courses of Alaska and Finland.
If all we have is breath, my love, our bodies taken from the dust. There's no time to waste, my dear.
And somehow, in my own little way, with my camera, my lenses, and my drone Korax, I got to be part of it.
Love me, I'm feeling you find me better off now. Stand your ground, though it may be easy, but we'll make it through. I'm here for you, no matter what they're saying. We won't crash, we never have, though the waves are raging.
Driving home, my heart was full. I was exhausted, but I was happy, proud. And more than anything, I felt that fire inside me burn brighter than ever. I'm just arriving home. It's like our driveway here. And I am beyond tired, to be fully honest. I am completely exhausted. My body is on an exhaustion level that I have not experienced for a long time. But that's really, I'm fine. I enjoyed it so much. I am so grateful that I got the chance to experience that, to meet all of those wonderful, wonderful people. Shout out to Wiebke and Masha for being so welcoming and so warm-hearted, and oh my god, I really felt amazing during that time. And now I picked up on the way home, I picked up some nice food and really comfort food. So when I get home I will just eat and sleep, and I won't do anything tomorrow. So thank you for coming with me on this amazing journey and for being part of it, and I really hope you enjoyed this video, whatever it turned out to be. I have no idea at the moment what it will be, but thank you for being part of it. Thank you for being here, and yeah, I really hope to see you soon and to maybe see you guys next year at the Amundsen start, probably, because I will be there. I'm sure. See you soon, my loves. Bye. One day I will be out there on my own sled with my own team driving through the Swedish wilderness.